Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kamal and I'm a family and psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Today I'm sharing insights into the psychological aspect of another story and its related mental health conditions. Before we start, please remember that this discussion is based on publicly available information and should be treated as speculation rather than definitive analysis. First, I will be talking about the flashback of the story. Next, the incident. And last, I'll share my final analysis. So let's get started. First of all, the flashback of the story. Year 1970. Place, Vancouver, Canada. Pauline Dakin always felt that there was something strange in her family. Her brother, Ted, also felt the same, but never knew what exactly was going on. Pauline's dad had alcohol drinking problem, and her parents got divorced when she was only 5. When she turned 9, her mom told them that they are going on a holiday in Winnipeg, but instead they were on a run and were not coming back home ever. Over 7 years, Pauline attended 6 different schools. The next major relocation came when she was 13, when she was finally settled in a school that she liked and had several friends. She did not believe that the whole family was relocating again. It was just so frustrating for both Pauline and her brother Ted. Pauline questioned her mom why were they running from one place to another. Ruth, Pauline's mom, always told her it was not the time and she will explain when the right time comes. So next, let's move on to the main incident of the story. February 1988. When Pauline turned 23, her mother invited her to meet her at a motel. She was ready to talk. When she walked in a motel room, her mother was not alone, but she was with a man. This was the man who Pauline noticed throughout her lifetime. He used to visit them every time they moved, and it started after her mother got divorced from her dad. His name was Stan. Stan was a married man. He could not leave his family when her mother got divorced few years back, but now they were living together. Her mother told Pauline. Pauline's mom finally gave her the explanation why they were running from their house the entire time. Pauline could not believe the truth, and she felt internally more terrified than getting satisfied with all the answers given. Pauline's mom told her there was a gang who was chasing them the entire lifetime because their biological father had the crime connections. That time, she had to get the counseling for what she was going through. And that time, she came in contact with Stan, who was the counselor at church. And later, they became friends. Ruth explained that she was running just to save their lives. And it was Stan who was informing them there was a possible threat every time. And the time to move or relocate to another city. Pauline immediately recalled the several incidents happened when Ruth had emptied the entire contents of their fridge into the bin. For this, Ruth explained that because Stan found out that Mafia had mixed something in there to kill them. On another occasion, the family had to scrub their feet in the bath and put plastic bags over their socks. On this, Ruth stated because their carpets had been sprayed with poison. So she clarified most of the questions asked by Pauline. Pauline left the motel room, but she could not believe that it was even possible. Year 1993. Pauline is now 28. She was so exhausted by the ever-present fear and suspicion, sensing that Stan's stories were not quite stacking up. Pauline decided to set up a small sting operation. She called her mother Ruth and told her someone had broken into her house and stole some stuff. Ruth and Stan came to her house immediately, and Stan informed that the police found out that it happened because of the same gang or mafia, and they were looking something that was related to her dad. The burglary never happened, so the explanation given by Stan was just a lie. It was all made up stories, over and over again by Stan and his crazy mind. Pauline was shattered. She felt bad for her mom as well, who she trusted. But Stan made her run the entire life due to his odd beliefs. Pauline also later contacted one of the psychiatrists and explained everything that was going on. Psychiatrist came with the conclusion that Stan may have delusional disorder and Ruth Foley AD syndrome, which we are going to learn in the final analysis. So let's move on to the final analysis. Pauline also wrote a book on this strange childhood life, and she named it Run, Hide, Repeat. She mentioned in her book that Stan had delusional disorder. Her mom fell into his delusions and she had Foley-A syndrome. We will talk about delusional disorder in detail, but first let's discuss about Foley-ADR. Foley-ADR is a syndrome in which symptoms of a delusional belief are transmitted from a dominant personality, that is Stan, to a less dominant personality, that is Ruth. It is possible when you trust a person so much that whatever he or she says, you just believe it. Since Stan was her security after she divorced her husband, so she was understands strong delusional beliefs that ultimately became her beliefs as well. Let's talk about it. Delusional disorder. I'm going to talk about the persecutory type. Persecutory means when someone believes he or she is being spied or followed by someone. Diagnostic criteria. First, the presence of one or more delusions with a duration of 1 month or longer. Stan used to dream about the mafia chasing him, so it is possible in this case. Second, apart from the impact of the delusions, the functioning of the person is not impaired, and behavior is not obviously bizarre or odd. Ruth and Stan were functioning normal in their life, and no one ever noticed there was something wrong in them. Third, that disturbance is not related to physiological effects of a substance or other medical conditions, and is not better explained by another mental disorders, such as body dysmorphic disorder or OCD. In this case, Stan and Ruth were absolutely healthy per report, and they did not have any other illness. Thank you so much for joining me in this discussion. It is my genuine intention to educate and promote understanding. Please rely on verified facts. Stay tuned for more contents, and until next time, take care of your mental health and those around you. See you next time.